Please let me know how the audio is, how the picture is. And yes, it is before sunrise here in the Maldives. It is 5 a.m. here in South Asia, which is a lot earlier than I usually wake up. But I thought we could watch the sunrise together. So please let me know in the chat where you're watching from, maybe what time it is, because it's probably not 5 a.m. where you're watching from. And yeah, this is pretty cool. This is pretty sweet. I thought there was going to be a little more. Sunlight than there is right now, but that is perfectly okay because I got the artificial light going right now. Yeah, I'm just so excited to do my first ever live stream on this channel. And I want to thank you, all of you who are joining me live right now. I'm seeing the numbers kind of go up a little bit as we keep rolling, but I want to also thank you guys for clicking after this live stream is over and when watching this. I want to make sure that I acknowledge you guys too, because I mean, most of you will probably watch it after this already posts. So, I mean, yeah, I'm so excited to talk about my live stream. In this live stream, talk about the Maldives. Let's see, we got one chat coming in. Hi from Colombia. Nice, that's awesome. Let's see, it's probably like 7 p.m., something like that there. Oh, yeah, it's crazy waking up before the sunrise. I don't do it a whole lot, so it'll be really fun to see that here. Let's see, the comments are, I got my laptop. This is my first live stream, so I'm just trying to use the least amount of technology possible. So let's see, I can see the comments now here on my computer. Oh, Cambodia, that was not Colombia. Oops. Hey, from Cambodia. Wow, that's really sweet. That must mean it's probably around like 8 a.m. there. Let's see, video is of good quality. All right, thanks Labor Gains. Thanks for checking in on that. I really appreciate it. Also, nobody's mentioned the audio yet, but I assume it's fine. I mean, nobody has said that they can't hear me, so we'll keep going. Let's see, have you been to Cambodia before? No, I have not been to Cambodia. It is definitely on the list. My wife and I have tried to hit Cambodia a couple times when we're in Southeast Asia, when we're going to Thailand, Vietnam, Singapore, countries around there. Yeah, we've been thinking about going to Cambodia. It's just never really worked out with the schedule and with the flights and hotels. I don't think there's ever been like that great of a deal for points and miles to get there, so we've just kind of haven't gone there. Let's see what else. Audio is good too from Labor Gains. Okay, so that means we're good to continue. Whew, this is really, really fun. This is so cool to be in the Maldives. In about, I want to say like 30 to 40 minutes, you guys are going to be able to see like the beautiful blue ocean that's directly behind me. This is going to be really special to see that, and I can't wait for sunrise because it is going to happen like right over there, and we're going to be able to see it together. So that's going to be awesome. But I'm just here outside on my outdoor patio of my overwater villa right now. Let's see what else. I guess we can just get started. I don't want to delay too much in getting to some of this Maldives talk because you guys are joining me live, so I want to be aware of that. So I am staying 4 nights here at Holiday Inn Resort. We're just enjoying our time here. I booked 4 nights with IHG points, and so when you book with points, with IHG points, then you get the 4th night free. And so what ended up happening was we really just used points for the first 3 nights and then 0 points for the 4th night. And we booked the only option was the cheapest option. There was like 6 different levels that you could book here at Holiday Inn Resort, and we booked the most basic one. That's usually what you're gonna have to do with points, but I decided to, after I booked it, I emailed the hotel because I knew that we wanted an overwater villa, and because that's like the top, the 6th one on the list, and you can only book that with dollars. You can't do points. And so I was just messaging with them. I'm like, hey, how expensive is it to get upgraded to one of the overwater villas? Because I knew that a complimentary upgrade from the lowest tier room to the highest tier room, that's probably not going to happen. So so I was like, we're probably just going to have to pay for the upgrade, and we're just going to have to live with it. So I was messaging with them, and it was going to cost $290 a night to be upgraded to the overwater villa, which is actually pretty nice because usually the price was going to be around like $700, almost $800 a night. Yeah, about $700 a night to have this overwater villa. So it was nice that I could use points with a little bit of dollars to get this overwater villa that you are going to be able to see in about 30-40 minutes when the sun rises here. Again, it's 5 a.m. so it's still pretty early, but I wanted to jump on before most of you guys go to bed, because I know that it's getting a little bit late for most of you guys. Yeah, I used points. It was it averaged out to 32,000 IHG points. Let's see, actually, it was 32,000 IHG points, yeah, for the first, second, and third night, and then 0 points for the fourth night, and then, of course, just $290 per night that we were in the overwater villa. And we did this for 2 nights because I don't want to spend over $1,000 to get 4 nights in this overwater villa. Just over $500 for 2 nights. That was definitely, that was good enough. Let's see, Chad's Money Minute says, hey Jacob, I'm happy to be at your first live. Well, thank you so much for being here, Chad. It really means a lot that you're here. I'm so thankful for anybody that's joining for the first live, because I know that YouTube doesn't really push out your first live stream to people. You kind of got to be doing it a lot for you to get some sort of credibility. Oh, and Chad comes in with a super chat, my first one ever on this channel. Wow, have a drink on me. Well, Chad, I might have some water. It's so funny, they bottle the water in glass bottles, reusable, so that no plastic bottles just get like thrown out into the ocean. So actually, Chad, I will have a glass of water on me, on you, not on me. And I'll talk about the prices too here at Holiday Inn, because yeah, it's pretty expensive to have a drink. It's more than $10 for one drink. Here, one sec. Oh, and we have Xavier coming in. I was not expecting this, you guys. This is pretty crazy. Xavier said, your first live and on destination. Congrats, man. I'm gonna have to give those some hearts. That's so amazing. Coming in with $20. I'm gonna have to do my first live stream more often. Maybe my next one, I'll just claim it's my first. Oh, and we have Richie, the CEO. Let's see, Jacob, congrats on your first live. You're on what was going to be my 20th anniversary vacation next year, but we had to shift to something else. So now we're shooting for our 25th anniversary. Well, Richie, yeah, I really hope that you can make it out to the Maldives at some point in your life. Even though we're going to be talking about, is the Maldives overrated in this video, I still think. So here we go. The Maldives, everyone uses the Maldives as an example of like, oh, this is like the one bucket list place that you have to go to. And there's really nothing else, because probably people use that because it's the most expensive place that you can use like points and miles for hotels, and then flights are obviously pretty difficult to get here. It's just in the middle of the Indian Ocean. And so people use that as an example. So I feel like people in their mind, either they're sick of people talking about the Maldives, which would be bad because I'm, filming it live right here. But also people think that it's the #1 place that they absolutely have to go. And so is it overrated? Well, it's going to be hard to live up to the hype of the Maldives. That was what I thought going in. I'm like, well, yeah, the Maldives is. If it's #1 in people's minds, I don't think it's the #1 place in the entire world that I have been. but it's still pretty cool. And so that's what I want to talk about later on, like in this video. And then we have Stan the Credit Frog with a $5 super chat. This is absolutely insane. I did not expect anybody to be leaving super chats, but I am very, very thankful. Stan says, pretty good internet in the Maldives. Enjoy the vacation. All right, Stan, I'm going to have to give that one a heart as well. I was honestly shocked because I was testing this out like when I got to this villa. So it was 2 days ago, and the internet was just not good at all. Like when I first started trying it out for like an hour or two. Maybe this is a knock on Holiday Inn Resort where I am right now, or maybe it's just we're in the middle of the Indian Ocean, so the internet's not going to be that good. But there were certain areas of this villa, like I wanted to do it out on the sun deck, but I was too far away from the center of the villa, so that Wi-Fi was going to be, it wasn't going to be good. So I'm actually very happy that the internet is good for you guys, because I didn't think the picture quality was going to be that good, but I have to do it anyway. I already scheduled the live stream. So yeah, thank you all for being here. Let's see. Says we have 18 people watching, which my wife was more pessimistic than that. She was like, well, maybe you can get 15 people on at some point, but it says 18, so I think we're doing all right. Yeah, I want to keep talking about anything with the Maldives. If you guys have any questions, any comments about the Maldives, anything like that, or about this resort in general, please let me know. I do have some prepared notes that I can go over with that, but just in case you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. But like I was saying earlier, for those of you that weren't already here, is that I used 96,000 IHG points for 4 nights here at a Holiday Inn Resort, and it's pretty crazy that you can get you can just sign up for 1 credit card and have enough points to stay here for basically, I say, almost a week. I mean, this is off-peak travel time for the Maldives because of all the monsoons that are supposedly happening during this time of year, but we've been just blessed with the weather. We planned like a ton of days in the Maldives, not just here at this resort, but other hotels as well. And we're like, okay, well, there's going to be a ton of monsoons because it is June, and we just have to prepare for that. Like all of our activities are going to get rained out, so we needed extra time here. And then it turns out that the only time that it rained was yesterday for like 10 minutes, and that was it. I do hear something going on in the water down there. I'm kind of shielded. I don't think it's raining though. I think we'll be good. Somebody came in with a chat earlier and said like, oh, thunderstorms possibly today. Yeah, we got David Williams saying forecast says 88 degrees with thunderstorms in the Maldives today. Well, it's not raining right now, so hopefully that continues at least until this live stream is over and before you guys can see this sunrise, because I'm really sad. Oh, you guys can maybe start to see it a little bit in a few minutes, how the sun is rising a little bit. And then you can see this blue water that is surrounding this overwater villa. Let's see, Xavier says, what airline did you use to fly in? And David Williams says, do you go to Seychelles first? Was that better or worse? Okay, so Xavier, what airline did I use to fly in? I flew Qatar Airways, and I want to talk about Qatar because people say that Qatar is like the best airline in the world, right? I see all those reports. I see everyone talking about it. Qatar, yes, I did not fly Q suites. I did not fly business class. So this is gonna maybe ruin my my perception a little bit. I actually took a picture. Maybe I'll post it in a little bit on the community tab or whatever on my Instagram. That I was 1 row away from Q suites. I think they put me in premium economy, even though I didn't pay for it. But I just used a Qatar Avios because I was in Seychelles before the Maldives, and it was 30,000 avios plus like $150 in taxes and fees to get from Seychelles, which is a country in East Africa. It's another island country like the Maldives. And we just figured, hey, well, I mean, especially my wife, she like loves islands, so and so do I. So I was like, okay, it's gonna be perfect to go from one island country to the other. We had to fly through Qatar, and the experience wasn't it wasn't good. With Qatar, I mean, nothing happened or anything like that. And Tariq coming in saying he's late to the party. You're definitely not late to the party. I think we just got started like 15 minutes ago. I'm going to be here for a little bit, so definitely not late. We still got the most important things to talk about with the Maldives coming up. So I flew Qatar from Seychelles to Doha, and yes, it was economy, so I didn't get the full treatment. I walked by Q Suites to get to my seat, which I do not regret because it was just a 4-hour flight to Doha and then a 4-hour flight to the Maldives, so I don't need business class for that. At least I'm trying to save up my points for something a little bit longer of a flight than that. And so, but the food, I mean, the flight was fine, like nothing special. Flight was totally fine, but we get to Doha, Qatar, and I think there's only one priority pass lounge that you can go to, and most of the flights are overnight in Qatar. That's just how they set up their connections so that everyone comes to Qatar in the middle of the night, midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. And so we get to the priority pass lounge. We go straight there. We're not waiting for anything. We're just going straight there because we're tired. It's like 1 a.m. right now, or getting to be 1 a.m. And so we just go to the priority pass lounge, and we're like one of the last people let in. The line's like out the door, like it's insane. We get let in while other people behind us are not let in. And the lounge in Qatar is just, it's not good. Like, I don't know. It was just really weird because, I mean, the food was good, but it was prepackaged. And the lounge was packed. We just sat on the ground. We didn't even get a table. We didn't even get a seat for like the first hour we were in the lounge. And then we were just like, I don't really like it because, I mean, like, I guess no judgment for people that smoke, but my wife and I, we don't really like the cigarette or cigar smell. I mean, it's fine. I mean, we just learn to live with it when we're traveling around people. Some people smoke, some people don't. It's fine. But we were sitting on the floor right next to the smoker's lounge, and so we could smell everything that was going on inside the room. So it definitely wasn't the best experience for us. And then we went on our flight, and we came to the Maldives. So that was 30,000 Qatar avios per person, plus $150 in taxes and fees. I wish the fees were a little bit lower than that, but that was the best deal when you're on a almost remote feeling island country of Seychelles, trying to get to the Maldives on the cheapest points and miles possible. So I thought that was a pretty good deal, even though that was one of my more costlier flights on this trip. Costlier economy flights, because we did take a business class flight to start this whole journey off. And of course, I'll talk about that. Let's see. Cody Little says, Jacob, my guy, I made it live stream. Overwater Villa goes crazy. Yes, it does. I keep saying this, but eventually the sunlight's gonna peek through, and we're gonna be able to see the water. It's all around us, just right here, over there. And this is just a really fun place. I was so excited to wake up this morning at 5 a.m. and start filming. I woke up by like 4:30, but trying to get all this set up beforehand. But I was so excited to come out here and go live and just see like who's going to join us to just learn about the Maldives and learn about my trip. It's just so fun that I get to talk about two things that I'm really passionate about. We got travel on one end, and then credit card points and miles on the other, and I get to talk about both of them in this one live stream. I was getting really excited as I was falling asleep last night. So this is so fun. Okay, so the Maldives, just really quick recap. I am in a Holiday Inn resort right now. I keep saying that, but I know that people are jumping in and out. So Holiday Inn Resort, use IHG points to stay here, and when I make a full-length video on this whenever I post it on my channel. I'm going to probably title it something like the most affordable, luxurious experience in the Maldives. Yeah, because it really is. Like, when you look at IHG, Hilton, Hyatt, Marriott, like all of them that you can use credit card rewards for, I'd say IHG, Holiday Inn Resort, is the #1 option if you want to go affordable. Of course, if you are only getting like 1, 2, 3 weeks of vacation every single year, I would say if you have the credit card rewards, I would say it's definitely worthwhile checking out other options, because you could do something really crazy and something way more luxurious. But my wife and I, at least right now, our travel style isn't to do things as luxurious as possible and spend every single point and mile on the next thing, because we know that our travels, we're going to have a lot coming up in the future, and so we continue to be like, well, this is an experience that we wouldn't be able to pay for with dollars, but we can't go too far on the luxurious side because we are traveling so much. I think this year we're going to be away from our home for a cumulative probably like 5 months of the year. So 5 months a year, I'm paying rent to not even be there, to be traveling, and that's all due to us having another YouTube channel called Jacob and Jenny Travel, and we travel around the world, and we film YouTube videos, and we put them out for people to just see the experience that we're having. And this YouTube channel is for how to travel the most cost-effective way. I think there's a seaplane coming in. I think it's making a bunch of noise. This is so cool. Yeah, we did not get a seaplane coming here. We did not get a seaplane. Another reason why this is the most affordable luxury experience in the Maldives is because most of these resorts in the Maldives, like Hilton, Hyatt, Marriott, especially Hilton. I looked at Hilton. I really wanted to go to a Hilton property in the Maldives, but it was just far too expensive, because to get to the island, you have to pay for the speedboat transfer or the seaplane transfer. I think this is a seaplane off to the side. That's really, really cool. I just see the lights. And so you have to pay for the speedboat transfer. Holiday Inn Resort is going to be charging $65 per person per way to get from the airport, which the airport is just an island itself, right? It's just a little tiny island, and then there's a little tiny island attached to that island. That's like the main city of Male in the Maldives, but nobody's really staying there unless you're a local resident or you're just somebody visiting. I don't even know. I guess people would do like business trips, and so like you don't stay there. You stay at a resort island most of the time, especially if you're using credit card rewards. You're staying at a resort island, and so you need transportation to get there from the main island of Male, or the main airport. And so you have to pay, Holiday Inn Resort, you have to pay $65 per person per way. So 2 people for us, me and my wife, my wife and I. Somebody corrected me on my grammar in the comments a couple times, so I gotta say my wife and I paid paid $230 to get a round trip speedboat, and that was the most affordable option out of any resort that I looked at that I could use credit card rewards for. And for let's just say Hilton, I forget if it was I think it was a Conrad, not a Waldorf Astoria. I think. I'm gonna have to look this up because I stopped researching it when I found out I couldn't stay there, because the Conrad or the Waldorf Astoria is like $1,000 per person to do round trip speedboat.
I wanted to say hi.
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 I wasn't expecting you to be awake so early.
I know, you woke me up. I'll forgive you.
So this is my wife, Jenny.
Hi.
I mean, she's the dreamer of the two of us. And
I tell Jacob what I want to do, and then he figures out how to do it using points.
Yeah, so this is our 5-year anniversary trip. We're gonna get into a little bit more of that,
Yeah.
but everywhere that we've gone. But we started out going to Kenya on a safari as
So fun,
our
yeah.
first stop. We loved that.
It was crazy. We were like literally 1 foot away from lions and elephants, and you could just stick your arm out and touch them if you wanted to. We didn't, but you could have.
So yeah, so it started
was
out
wild,
It
yeah.
started out in Kenya, and then we went to Seychelles, which I've talked about a little bit.
Oh yeah, did you answer? I saw somebody ask if Seychelles was like the same as the Maldives or better.
Let's see. I didn't say. Was it better or
Points
worse?
and profit. Hello.
Oh man, this is so
okay.
fun. So yeah, Seychelles. Let's see what.
Okay, so Seychelles is maybe the most beautiful place we've ever been.
Yeah.
And we've been to like, this is our 40th country, I think, or the next one's our 40th country.
I think the next one might be 40.
It was beautiful. Okay, so the water in the Maldives is better. I would say like more blue, but then the scenery in Seychelles, like with the rocks and the mountains, like it was really hard to beat. I'm really glad that we went to Seychelles. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I kind of touched on this earlier on in the video. Wow, and now we're getting a bunch of comments just because Jenny's here. Wow, we weren't getting this many before you got here.
Look who the real star is. Just kidding.
So. Yeah, when I was talking about earlier how everyone thinks like Maldives is the #1 bucket list destination, and like if you want to go to an island, you have to go to the Maldives. But it's great. Maldives is fantastic.
Yeah,
but
it's amazing.
Is it the #1 place that you absolutely have to go?
I mean, I am partial to French Polynesia, I think. We went to French Polynesia like the second place we ever traveled, and I think we might have topped out there.
And the French Polynesia is way easier to get to.
It's way easier
from
to
the
get to from the United States, yeah.
From the United States.
French Polynesia is insane. It has the blue water and the mountains, and you can swim with sharks and stingrays and humpback whales. The thing that's cool to do in the Maldives is that we got to dive with a bunch of manta rays, which was insane. And we got to swim with a lot of sharks too. That was fun. But yeah.
I mean, the Maldives is a very special place in our opinion. It's not somewhere that you absolutely have to go. If you don't want to go to the Maldives, don't go to the Maldives because you don't.
It's quite the trek.
You don't have to. Yeah, like I was talking about, like the journey from Seychelles through Qatar to get here. But that's not the route that most people are going to take because you're coming from the United States and you only have a certain amount of time off. I didn't even think I finished my thought from earlier. If you have a certain amount of time off, and yeah, you want to stay at a really luxurious property, maybe nicer than Holiday Inn Resort, but it's the Holiday Inn Resort that we are right now. It's the most affordable luxury experience that you're going to get from the Maldives, especially if you're from the United States, because you can use credit card rewards.
Wow, I've never been awake this early. You can see like the low tide, and you can see all the like coral popping out. It's crazy.
I keep telling them it's gonna be so cool.
You can kind of see the sunrise behind us a little bit.
Right there, that's the sunrise. I keep telling them it's gonna be so cool in about like 20-30 minutes when we can see the sunrise. It's and you can see the water.
We'll see if it beats the sunrise on Safari.
Ooh.
That was like the ultimate sunrise.
Let's get some of these comments since they're rolling in fast now that you're here. Nobody wanted to talk to me, but everyone wants to talk to you, I guess. Let's see, we got Call Me Lonnie saying, hey, Jacob. Hey. Chad saying, hey, Mrs. Points and Profit.
Miss Points and Profit.
That's really funny. Labor Gain saying, good morning,
Our good
Jenny.
friend Will. What up, Will?
He's been in here the whole time. We got Xavier also saying hello to you.
Xavier.
He already said hi to me, so I guess, it's fine saying hi to you, too. Cody Little.
That's how my wife and I are. I dream it up and you make it happen.
Yeah, it's so funny because, like, as much as I would like to dream, I really need to focus my attention on the actual, like, how do we get there and where are we staying? Because, I mean, I feel like there has to be 2 people doing that.
Gotta be a balance. I told Jacob this year, I said I want to do, like, 3 really big things. I said I want to swim with humpback whales in Turks and Caicos. I want to go on an African safari, and I want to dive with manta rays in Maldives. And he was like, there's no way we're going to do all of that. No chance. Here we are. Number 3, baby.
And it's June. You said that all that in 2024, and we're doing that, and it's June, and we still got more time to go. I mean, I love our relationship because it just works out so well. You know all of the places you want to go for all the activities, and then I know all the places that we can go for credit card points and miles, and then we just merge those and make it happen.
I'm not trying to take credit or anything, but like a year ago or 2 years ago, I was like, hey, Jacob, I feel like you could really get into, like, points and stuff. I was like, I feel like you should start doing that.
Because I
didn't want to do it. I didn't want to figure it all out.
Like, we had credit cards, but we really were doing more of the cash back. I was like, well, when we first started, I was like, oh, there's this card that we can get 2% cash back on every purchase. Let's get that one. Oh, there's this other one that gives 3% cash back on groceries and dining. Let's get that one. And then I'm like, we're really maximizing our spend. This is exactly how everyone should do it with these no annual fee cards. And then we started traveling a lot more, and then we're like, oh, actually, we can get way more value when we have some of these annual fee cards, pay a little bit of money for way more value in the future. And so she was what pushed me to like learn more about this, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I don't regret that at all. That's fantastic. We have John coming in here saying, hey guys, sorry I'm late. You are not late. You are just in time because the best is yet to come. With you can start to see the water. Oh, it looks so cool. And then let's see who else we have. Sylvia, is she the points behind the profits or the profits behind the points? Which one do you want to go with there?
I don't know. I'll be the points behind the profit.
Okay, let's see. Topher saying, where would you recommend staying in French Polynesia when using points? So this is something that we haven't been able to do yet. We have not used points for a French Polynesia trip.
We went there way before we even started using points for anything.
Yeah, just when we had those cashback credit cards is when we went to French Polynesia. And honestly, maybe it was because it was during 2021.
But it was like right after the pandemic. Yeah.
People just weren't traveling, and so maybe we got some really good deals, but it really wasn't even that expensive to go.
The like tip that we could give you guys is that like there's islands like Bora Bora, and there's like islands like in the Maldives where it's like the crazy Hiltons or whatever, but a lot of times if you go to like the local islands, like in French Polynesia it'd be like Moria or even the island of Tahiti or Rarotonga. I always forget how to say that one. It's like 100 islands in French Polynesia. It's going to be way cheaper than going to the resort islands. So if you want a little travel tip, like we went to Mafushi before this. And did you talk about how cheap it was?
No, I didn't go into the local islands yet.
Yeah, so we were in a local island before this in the Maldives. The only downsides are you can't wear swimsuits and you
can't wear revealing swimsuits.
Yeah, like if you're a girl, you and if you're a guy, you have to wear like a t-shirt.
That's the law.
That's the law.
The entire country.
Unless and there's no alcohol on those islands. But we both we were eating for so cheap. Our hotels were like $50 a night. We didn't use points for it because you can't, because it's just little boutique hotels, but yeah, sometimes it's nice.
you can cash out your points and then spend them that way if you choose to do so. And so if you don't go to a resort in the Maldives, you can
or even in
French Polynesia, you are going to be spending the cash price just like dips dramatically if you're not going to a resort. But if you only have a couple weeks to travel every year, then why not go to a resort? So there are some really nice Hiltons in, or maybe just one in French Polynesia.
There used to be an Intercontinental.
That I guess during 2020 nobody was there, and so they had to shut down.
But we did like a kayak tour out of it. It was super spooky. The whole place was shut down, but for some reason they were still running the kayak tour, and so we were just walking through this like broken down Intercontinental hotel. It was so weird. Yeah,
so I would love to do more research on French Polynesia and what kind of points and miles you can use for that. But
I think that's gonna be our next goal.
Yeah, well, I mean, why not? It's pretty affordable flights there. Mm-hmm. I think I think Air France. I know that they fly. They're from L.A. or probably
Yeah, it was
probably,
Air Tahiti, right?
It was Air Tahiti Nui, but they
Yeah.
have partnerships with Air France, and then because French Polynesia is French territory, and so or you can use Alaska miles to get there. You can use anything. So I've been doing a little bit of research for that. I'd probably use Flying Blue miles for French Polynesia for flights there from the U.S. and then hotels. Probably Hilton Bora Bora would be like the best thing.
Yeah, for sure. They also have some good ones in Moria, which are definitely cheaper than Bora Bora, and Moria is insanely beautiful. I think that's like probably the #1 place we've ever been. It's so amazing, and the water is like electric blue, and the mountains are just huge and so much fun.
Yeah. Okay. So after French Polynesia, we got David Williams saying, "That's awesome with the sun coming up. Hope you're enjoying it." That's kind of why I pointed the camera this way. I was like, I feel like the best view is going to be like right over my shoulder, and then if the connection's good enough, maybe I can turn the camera just a little bit and then show more of the water.
Yeah.
But I just set it up like this for right now. And then, let's see, Labor Gains saying, everyone make sure to leave a like on this stream. Yeah, why not? Just go leave a like. That will definitely help YouTube push it out to more people. And, okay, here we go. Anthony Fantino, I feel like you have too many YouTube channels. Have you thought about putting some of your travel content on this channel? That's something that we've talked about doing. We really want our travel audience is more of international audience than this channel for the U.S. And so I think only if we know that a U.S. audience might be like really interested in something. I put a couple business class flights on this channel, and they seem to have done like decently well in terms of people that are interested in that. Not as good as some of my top performing videos or anything like that, but still pretty decent. So
yeah, I feel like it's nice too because like Jacob's like fully in charge of this YouTube channel, and then obviously he does stuff for the travel channel too. But like I'm editing and like figuring out all the places to go, so it's like the work's split up pretty evenly. So even though we do have 2, kind of 3 YouTube channels, like it doesn't feel like that much because the work's divided between both of us, so it feels okay.
yeah. So I mean, maybe we have too many. I don't think so. It's nice because we're still trying to make it with our YouTube channels, trying to get like YouTube successful. Let's see. Sylvia says that's the perfect player 1, player 2 mix. I think so. I think we're a really good team. And then Topher says, thank you for the tips on the other islands in French Polynesia. Yeah, there's so many different. If you want to go outside of the resorts, of course, they're not going to have like credit card reward redemptions. But just like the Maldives, just like French Polynesia, just like Seychelles, these island places, like you can find different places that don't take your hotel points. And you can find a really nice place in a good area. And it's, very inexpensive more inexpensive than you might think.
Yeah, for sure.
And then Xavier says, would love to see more travel videos on here. Okay. Let's see. Cody says, y'all should check out the renovated Westin in Bora Bora when it opens this year.
Deal.
I don't know. It's a Marriott property. I kind of have a beef with Marriott right now. So,
Why?
Well, that video that I posted about why I hate Marriott credit cards. So I mean, it's just we'll check it out. We'll do some research on that and sure.
Maybe that can change our minds.
Yeah, maybe we'll.
If anything could, it would be Bora Bora.
Tim says, how do you pack for this type of trip? How many bags, suitcases, backpacks?
You missed one.
Oh, did I miss
How many
one?
trips are left for you guys this year? Any that you're particularly looking forward to?
Okay.
We have 2 big trips. We are going to Europe in the fall. We're going to go back to like above the Arctic Circle because this year is like the best year in the past 20 years, and for the next like 20 years, maybe like 10 to 20 years.
That you could see the Northern Lights.
The Northern Lights, because of like the sun flares this year is really good for it. So we're going back above the Arctic Circle for the Northern Lights, which I'm really excited for. And then we're going to go some other places in Europe as well, which will be really fun.
Yeah, I mean, typically we're gone for about a month, going to going to different places around the world.
This time ended up being like 6 weeks.
Oh man, I haven't even talked about our change of plans
Oh my
and
gosh.
how we had to cancel our trip to the Middle East, or at least like
Yeah.
our few days. So after we get through these comments, let's jump into
Yeah.
that. But
So we have 2 big trips, and then we're hoping. I'm really hoping to go to Antarctica this year. Can't use miles and points for that one, but we found a website that gives it to you like insanely cheap if you do it like the month before. So don't know if that one will work out, but
yeah,
that's what we're shooting for.
we can do there's all kinds of deals for business class to Buenos Aires in Argentina from the U.S. So we could use points for that. And
Yeah,
but,
I mean, I guess we'll definitely use points for the flight, just not so much for the Antarctic cruise.
Yeah, there's no Hilton cruises to Antarctica or something like that. So, I mean, we'll have to see if it's in the budget, dollar wise, to go to Antarctica. But it would be really fun.
Yeah, but definitely Europe.
Really fun to do that. And then Tim's comment on how you pack for this type of trip, being gone for over a month in a lot of cases.
So we only have backpacks.
That's
all we have.
We only have backpacks. We have about like 6 shirts each. About I guess like 5 pairs of shorts / pants.
Yeah.
And
This
swimsuits.
This one was a little bit hard because we were going to like vastly different places.
I mean, the places we were supposed to go to: Kenya, Seychelles, which is island, Maldives, and then Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. And so, kind of different. Some places are cold, some places are really hot, most of the places are humid.
Yeah, I mean, Safari was actually really cold, so we had to pack all like long sleeves for that, but then like a bunch of beach stuff, so it was like kind of hard. But we have 1 packing cube of shirts, 1 packing cube of pants, 1 for like underwear and pajamas and stuff, and that's all we pack.
Yeah, so we really try to keep it as minimal as possible because we don't want to be paying fees for checked bags. I mean, if you're using U.S. Airlines and you just have like 1 credit card for them, like, okay, you don't have to pay for checked bags. But if you're flying all these different random airlines, and most of the time we don't even know which airlines we're going to fly until a few days before, because that's when we like to book the little flights about like 2 hours to the new country. So, I mean, they usually have checked bag fees. They usually sometimes even have carry-on bag fees, and by using backpacks, we're able to claim that we can stuff it underneath the seat in front of us, and then we don't have to pay for that.
And we got burned really bad one time. We brought just our 2 backpacks in a suitcase to Finland, and it was in the middle of the winter, and they lost our suitcase. So we had no jackets, we were freezing. It was like -15. We were above the Arctic Circle, and so ever since then we were like, we can't risk it. We're just bringing our backpacks. Like, it was rough.
Even though we got some compensation for we purchased jackets and hats and beanies and things like that. So we got compensation. We got reimbursed for that spend while they were still trying to find our bag, which wasn't even in the right country. But we were still like, it's just backpacks are more
so nice.
Are easier. It's just everything cheaper. It's just nice to have backpacks. And I think that we should even pack less stuff than this, because sometimes our backpacks are hard to close when we're packing up like we are today, because we're getting on a flight today in a few hours to leave the Maldives.
I completely forgot where we were going. I had to think about it. We're going to Malaysia.
So we're not going to going to the UAE because there was this flight I wanted to book out of the Maldives. You can't really go a lot of places from the Maldives, which is another reason why it's so difficult to get to from the United States, because there's only like 10 to 15 countries actually have flights coming in and out of the Maldives. And so, but one of the places we could get to nonstop was Abu Dhabi. And I found this really good deal on Etihad it was just $100 per person. And for the day we were supposed to leave Maldives, I'm like, this is perfect. But let me confirm that we actually can go to Abu Dhabi. We found a really nice intercontinental there for insanely cheap. It was 48,000 points for 4 nights for an intercontinental. So insane. I ate cheap points. And so we were going to do that. I booked that, went back to book the flights, and the flight was gone. It was like $1,400 now,
Yeah,
instead of
sad.
$200 for 2 people, and so we had to completely switch up our world trip, which is nice because we are self-employed, so we can travel when we want, for how long we want. So it's great, but we
We ended up adding 4 countries.
we ended up, instead of going to UAE. Actually, that's what I was waiting for. I was waiting to book that flight from the Maldives to Abu Dhabi until I could find a flight home from the United Arab Emirates. But that business class deal never showed us as an opportunity. It never came up, and so we never booked our flight home, and then we also never booked our flight to the UAE, and then ended up having to completely switch our plans. Like hours before we had to make a decision, and then we're like,
you have to show proof of exit when you land in the Maldives. So we were like in the lounge trying to scurry because our plane was leaving soon.
So we had to, instead of going to Abu Dhabi, we decided to add on Malaysia, Singapore, China, and Japan.
Yeah.
And we're like, we'll just hit all of these places, because why not?
We had to like make our way back over so that we could finally get home eventually.
But that is free cancellation. So if we do want to find a flight home from Singapore, we could do that.
Yeah.
But most likely, where you're going to find the most availability and the best rates is if you make your way to Japan at the end of your trip, and then take a flight from Japan back to the U.S. So we're like, okay, I guess we'll just find our way to Japan, and on the way we're going to stop in Malaysia, Singapore, and China, which that's going to be
really fun.
That's going to be a fun experience. I've been to China. That was like my first just taste of international travel other than Mexico.
Yeah.
Back, what was that, like 6-7 years ago?
6 years ago.
So I'm excited to go back to China.
I'm really excited for the food in China. It's going to be really good.
Let's get caught up with some of these comments. I think we're pretty far behind. Where can we find all your different channels? Xavier, we should have addressed this a little bit earlier, but thank you for bringing that up. So in my description, you're going to find a whole lot of links, like credit card, referrals, affiliate links. But if you scroll, if you don't want to sign up for a credit card, I get that. You just scroll a little bit more, and you'll find a section I have in all of my recent videos now. It's going to say, like, if you want to see travel videos, then you just click on that. It's Jacob and Jenny Travel, and you're going to watch all of our travel videos from all around the world for the past 3 years. So
it's crazy. I can't believe we've been traveling for our job for 3 years. That's wild.
I do have another channel on YouTube. It has 15,000 subscribers. I'm not going to promote that because I'm not currently posting on there right now.
We're trying to figure out what to do with that channel.
It's been a couple months. We're figuring out what we want to do, if we want to keep posting on that, if we want to just say goodbye to that channel. I don't really know, but we'll figure out what we want to do. So
I feel like it just got real bright.
It just got really bright, and I feel bad because we're kind of talking really loud, but it's still it's not even 6 a.m. right now.
When I was inside, I couldn't even hear you.
Okay, good. Because I just saw our neighbor come out onto their patio, and they saw they were like, looked over and were like, oh.
Hey guys.
So I guess we'll try to talk a little bit quieter, just in case. But we're getting a really nice sunrise. It's way.
I think going back to the channels, I think you have them linked too, don't you?
Like if you go to
other channels, it should have our travel channel there.
If you just go to this, if you just click on my face here under the live stream, you can go to my home feed and then scroll down. You should be able to find Jacob and Jenny right there. And we have a lot of videos on there, and we're gonna make a lot more. And that one also has a lot more subscribers than this one. Let's see, is ever saying saw the Northern Lights in Northern Greenland. Northern Greenland.
That's crazy.
That's so cool.
Was it so cold?
I want to go back, and we'll need to plan a trip. Don't think too many chains are located there.
Was it like? I just lost my question. I had a question for you, Xavier, but it left my brain.
Xavier.
Was it hard to see the Northern Lights in Greenland? Like, was it easy? Was it hard?
Like, was there a lot of cloud cover? Did you have to stand out in the cold for hours and hours before you finally saw them? Like, what's your experience with that? I'm be really excited to
hear that. Yeah, for sure.
To hear that.
Also, did you see any polar bears when you were in Greenland? So many questions about Greenland.
Yeah, we really want to go to Greenland, but it's hard to find flights there. Hard to use hotel points because I don't even know if they have any chain hotels there. So we want to go to Greenland.
Yeah, definitely.
But we'll figure it out a little bit later. Let's see. John saying, have you been to Portugal? I saw some videos on TV earlier this week about Portugal, and it looks beautiful.
Yes, we have been to Portugal. We actually have 10 videos on Portugal over on Jacob and Jenny Travel, and it was really pretty. And honestly, my favorite part was the food.
Yeah.
The food in Portugal is insanely good.
I would say if you want to go to Portugal, I'd say go to Portugal. It's a very easy place to get to from the U.S. It's like the closest country in Europe. It's you can find really good deals if you want to fly economy or business class to go to Portugal. We didn't stay in a chain hotel there. I'm trying to think.
No, because I think it was decently affordable.
Yeah, so Portugal is pretty affordable, but it used to be way more affordable before everyone started
moving there.
Yeah. Everyone from the U.S. it seems like if they wanted to remote work, they were like, oh, let's go to Portugal. It's really cheap, and so but prices are increasing now. So maybe go before it gets even more expensive.
Yeah. We really liked Porto. That was our favorite. We went to Lisbon, the Algarve coast, and Porto, and we really, really liked Porto. So if you go, I would recommend Porto for sure.
Yeah. Portugal was fine. It was kind of hot when we went. I don't know, I'm trying to remember it. But
the wine was really good.
The wine was good. The food was good, except for port wine. You didn't like port wine.
I didn't love port wine.
But Portugal was fun.
It was really fun. Yeah, we Flixbused all around the country.
Yeah. It was.
It was a good time.
It was a good time. Let's see. So, do you try to plan out around peak, off peak, or how does that end up not really mattering? So, yeah, I talked about a little bit earlier on in this video. I talked about the Maldives, how we're here during monsoon season. It's not raining right now, so it hasn't been raining for most of this trip. It was just a couple minutes yesterday. We do try. We just try to go where the deals are a little bit.
A lot of times it's called shoulder season, so it's not the bad season for weather or whatever, but it's also a lot cheaper. So if you can do things during shoulder season, that's the perfect time because it's cheaper, but also the weather's not that bad yet. So if you can try to do shoulder season, that's always great.
Yeah, either right before or right after tourist peak season.
And then we do try to avoid the kids' school breaks because then it's always so busy everywhere.
Yeah.
December is kind of rough, or June, July, August maybe.
Yeah, the summer is difficult because everybody wants to travel during the summer. And so that's why we planned this really huge trip. And it just worked out perfectly because this month in the Maldives is really good to see manta rays when you're diving or maybe even snorkeling a little bit. And so
it was awesome.
And so it just worked out perfectly because nobody wants to travel to Maldives in June because of the monsoons, of the heavy rains. So we got a really good deal for this Holiday Inn resort, and we didn't have to use too many points. If we came high season for the Maldives is during the winter, so December, January, February. I think points price is probably double what we paid. We paid 32,000 points for nights 1, and then 32,000 for 2, 32,000 for 3, and 0 for the 4th night because we used IHG points for this stay. And it costs over 50,000 points per night if you go during the high season, or more than that.
Yeah, honestly, we got really, really, really lucky because it's rained once for maybe 5 minutes. And we honestly were kind of excited for the rain because we live in Arizona, and so we get excited about rain, but we came all the way here during monsoon season and it's only rained once.
Yeah. I feel like our answers are really long.
I know,
we're missing some.
Because we're both adding things.
Yeah, we're missing some of these comments down here. Let's see. Team. Sylvia says definitely team carry on.
Yeah.
I don't like the time and stress expended on a checking it back. Yeah, when you're going through customs in a new country, in immigration, you want to be first in line, or you want to
get out.
You want to. Sometimes you have to claim your checked bag and then walk somewhere and then stand in line. Sometimes we cut every single person on the plane because they're all waiting for their checked bags, and we just go. That's more so like leaving the airport. You know, like we get our first pick on what taxi we want to take or public bus or something like that that we take, and then we're out. But we don't want to wait for our checked bags.
And David said a backpack and a good expandable duffel bag does the job. Yep. Anything you can just bring on that plane with you and get right through, that's the best.
I mean, checking a bag it's not the worst thing in the world, but that's not really not really our style. It's hard to lug that checked bag around sometimes.
Oh wow. Well, Sylvia said, "Where are you guys staying in China?" And then Cody said that he's going to talk to us when you get back because he's curious how smooth the 144 visa-free program is in China because he's going later this year.
Yes, that's awesome, Cody. That's so cool that you're going to China.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing, so we'll let you know.
So we're following the deals. I found a really good deal with United Miles to go from Singapore to Shanghai, China, and we're like, okay, I guess we're going to Shanghai. We tried to look up Beijing, but it's further away, so it was more United Miles to do that. Sorry about the microphone. Let me try to adjust that a little bit. Sorry if that hurt your ears a little bit. So we're going to Shanghai. We're going for 6 nights because you can't do more than that. Unless you want to get a visa to go to China, but we don't need a visa, anything like that, as long as you show proof that you have a flight coming from another country going to China, and then you show proof that you have another flight leaving China. You can stay there for up to 144 hours, so 6 days, right?
Yeah.
6 nights, 6 nights, and you can go without a visa, and you just go to China. So but you have to stay in a very specific regions. So we have to stay in Shanghai. We can't go travel all around the country. Yeah. And so we found an amazing deal, guys. The hotels, are like the chain hotels are so affordable.
Yeah, what are we staying at Hilton?
We're staying at DoubleTree.
DoubleTree, okay.
DoubleTree in Shanghai, and well, I feel like we're a little blessed in that area because we have a family member that works for Hilton, not like a executive or anything like that. They're just a team member at just a local Hilton in Arizona, and we get the friends and family discount with that. And so
it's amazing.
It's so huge because if the hotel expects that there's going to be less than 90% occupancy, then they do a friends and family rate, and we get it for like half the price that it normally is. Yeah. So with a lot of our Hilton stays, at least on this trip, we've been paying dollars for it because we're getting this hotel, this really nice DoubleTree hotel in Shanghai for $50 a night. Yeah. And we're like, well, that beats anything we could do with points with Hilton. So that's why we've been staying in a lot of Hiltons on this trip.
Yeah. Shout out to you, Jonathan. Keep working there.
Yeah. Don't quit. We need you working there so we can stay in half price Hiltons. It's so cool because we can use our gold status. We can get free breakfast there. We can. It's just so great. We can rack up Hilton points while using dollars to stay there. And
it's amazing.
It's so amazing. So we'll let you know how the 144-hour China visa-free program goes. Let's see. David Williams says, I was thinking about your neighbors. Yeah, I forgot. I was supposed to be talking a little bit quieter. I just didn't even I said it, and then I just didn't.
I think it's
didn't do it. Let's see. Yeah, we'll try to keep it down. It's now 6 a.m. here in the Maldives. I know you guys are probably going to bed pretty soon, but
we gotta catch a flight soon.
But yeah, we're trying to. I guess we gotta start packing. We gotta start packing because we check out in
an hour.
But we'll keep this going. This is so fun. I love talking with you guys. Xavier says about Greenland. It was freezing. It was easy to see. We just had to look south. Oh, that's interesting. You had to look south for the northern lights.
Far above the Arctic Circle. Right?
Saw them from my dorm room. Was stationed at a military base. Saw polar bears, seals, and lots of Arctic rabbits.
That's so cool.
Oh, that sounds like an amazing place.
Gosh.
I mean, yeah, I have heard about the military bases up in Greenland. So that's so fun.
That's awesome.
To see them. To actually, wow.
And polar bears and northern lights, that's insane. That's so cool.
That's the dream.
That's the dream.
That's amazing. John says, I'll have to check out your videos on Portugal. The videos I saw this week talked about how a lot of U.S. citizens are moving there, yes, and that's what's making it a little bit more expensive to live and to travel. Unfortunately, we talked to a lot of locals, and they said it's kind of hurting them because their wages have not increased. Like if you think about the wages and the price of the cost of living in the United States, and how people are saying like it's really rough because their wages haven't gone up a lot. Well, you can. It is very, very true in Portugal because they're not making a whole lot more than they did 10 years ago, and things have like doubled and tripled in the cost. So yeah, I guess maybe our taxi driver said that story just so we would feel bad for him and tip him more, which we did. We tipped him well after hearing that sad story.
But there was a lot of people. I think a lot of people are moving there, not just from the United States, like around the world. A lot of people are moving to Portugal because I think they have pretty easy immigration laws to go and live there. Yeah,
I think they're cutting down on that a little bit right now. I've heard, but yeah, Portugal. Definitely, it's such an easy place to go, especially if you want to go to other places in Europe too, not just Portugal. It's an easy place to start or end. So
definitely.
So I mean, yeah, some of our videos on Portugal, some of them maybe. I mean, we're always like we're trying to like be positive in every video. Maybe we're kind of negative in some of them, but
I think just the one Sintra, we weren't prepared. It was mostly our fault.
Let's see. Cody says, "No wonder you love Hilton. That's a cheat code."
It's amazing.
Just to stay in half-price Hiltons. Well, it's not incredibly easy, but you just find the hotels that don't have a lot of people staying there. And then also the upgrades. I feel like the upgrades are easier too because there's less gold and diamond members in the Hiltons when we use the friends and family rate.
We got an upgrade for the one we're staying at tonight, right?
We're staying in a Hilton tonight. So this is an IHG property in the Overwater Villa. We're leaving this we're leaving IHG Holiday Inn Resort in like less than 2 hours, and then we're flying to Malaysia from the Maldives, and then we're staying in a Hilton tonight. And it's insane. We get an executive lounge, so we get free breakfast and possibly free lunch and dinner because we got upgraded to the second highest room.
Oh, I'm so excited. I love executive lounges.
And guys, please try to travel internationally because the rates are so much more affordable than if you travel within the United States. Of course, your life circumstances have to fall in line with traveling internationally, but I mean, we're paying $49 a night to stay in this really fancy Hilton hotel. I mean, well, $49 because it was a friends and family discount, but it would be just under $100 a night to stay at this really nice Hilton. You could use points if you wanted to, but when you're spending under $100 for a really nice Hilton in Malaysia, it's hard to beat that. And
it's really nice.
Free, a complimentary breakfast and possibly lunch and dinner with an executive lounge.
And I feel like if you have any kind of status at Hilton, we've never not been upgraded.
We've never
stayed at Hilton and not gotten upgraded.
Which we've stayed in, I mean, it hasn't been that many. Maybe like 8.
5? Yeah, I was gonna say 5. No, you're probably right. It's probably closer to like 10.
In our travels, the past couple of years, stayed in 8, and we're gonna stay in a lot more because we just realized how to maximize this friends and family rate, and we've been upgraded every single time.
Yeah.
So
it's amazing. We stayed in one in Poland, and the lounge was so nice. They had drinks, full dinner. It was amazing. And we were a little bit jet lagged, so we'd go there at like 2 a.m. and get coffee and food, and it was really, really nice.
Let's see, anybody else? Sylvia says that the China 144-hour visa program sounds like a good program. It's really awesome because visas to go to China are a little bit complicated, a little bit difficult. The first time I got a visa for China, it was, it was fine. There was no problems, but it was a lot of work. Let's see. Sylvia says, when you guys went to South Korea, did you need to get a visa? I think there was a time people didn't have to get a visa, right? We didn't need anything. We didn't need any. I don't think we even needed any travel documents at all.
No, I think we just showed them our passports and they let us right in. And I think maybe you get 30 days. We were there for like 2.5 weeks once, and then we were there for like a week the last time, and neither time we had any problems. We didn't have to fill anything out. It was super easy.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, Korea was very easy to travel
Yeah.
to. As far as staying inside Korea, there's a lot of different there's cultural differences that made it a little more challenging to travel than, let's say, if you go to Europe. But other than that, like Korea's fun.
So fun, yeah. And the barbecue. So good.
Korean barbecue.
Korean barbecue.
Let's see. Cody says, let's see. There we go. Maybe I missed this, but how is the Holiday Inn Resort? Beaches, pools, restaurants, expensive food like all the resorts?
Very expensive food.
Everyone says it's expensive, so I'm curious how the Holiday Inn Resort compares. So yes, I touched on this like a little bit in the beginning, but I really didn't talk about it to the full extent. But for this Holiday Inn Resort, it's like the most affordable resort to stay in the Maldives, at least in terms of credit card rewards, because you sign up for one IHG credit card, and that covers a 4-day stay. It might cover 5 or 6 day stay here.
I would say like the really cool thing about this resort is if you are certified to dive, if you pay for 3 nights, you get to dive for free, which is crazy because one dive here is $100 per person. And so we saved like $400.
Yeah.
No, we only did 2 dives. But yeah, we saved a bunch of money because they let you dive for free.
400 because it was $200 per person that we would have had to pay. But because we paid for this upgrade to this overwater villa, they saw that as, oh, you're paying dollars, and so then they let us dive for free.
It was amazing.
And so that's so insane. But yes, the beaches, how are the beaches? I'd say the beaches are pretty
really
nice.
Good. Yeah, I mean, we are here during the season where the water's like warmer and there's more plankton, so I would say like half of the beaches have that like blue, clear, insanely beautiful water, and then half the beaches have like the seaweed and stuff like washed up a little bit, but you can find a beach that looks good. But I mean, definitely this is the highlight right now in the overwater villa. It's just honestly amazing.
The pool is huge too.
The pool is huge.
I mean, we're gonna have to, when we post the Maldives videos, which might not happen for a little bit because there's other videos to come, but I mean on the travel channel, on the travel vlog channel, those are gonna, I mean, we're gonna show a lot about the resort there.
Yeah.
And
we did like even like a luxury island versus local island video, and then we filmed like a whole resort tour, and then we filmed a video in the overwater bungalow. So we'll have lots of videos showing the whole place if you want to see them over there.
Yeah, so the beaches are pretty good, pools are good. Restaurant, we actually have never, we've been here for 4 days, 4 nights, 5 days. Yeah. And we haven't eaten at the restaurant once because we're not that type of traveler.
Ooh, 5 a.m. wake-up call is getting to me.
If you need to go back to bed, maybe you should.
I need a pack.
Or get some coffee.
Yeah, I meant to just say hi, and then it ended up staying for a long time. But.
So, I mean, do whatever you want, but we do gotta leave in
Jacob's like, get out of here.
Holiday Inn Resort is fantastic, but the restaurants are still going to be like $40 for one cheeseburger.
Yeah.
So we actually we got a bunch of ramen, like instant ramen, and peanuts, and what else did we get?
Peanuts, ramen, tuna, canned tuna.
And we've just been eating that, and we spent $35 going grocery shopping for 4 nights, 5 days here, and that's all we had to pay. That was cheaper than getting one item at the restaurant at this resort, because when you're on a resort island, that's it. That's it, because you have to get your food, you have to get your drinks from the resort.
It's crazy,
And we decided, well, actually, you decided to get. You decided they have this the alcohol in room, because alcohol is illegal in the Maldives unless you're on a resort island. So it's extremely expensive also to get the alcohol. So you made the decision to get a bottle of vodka from the fridge.
You're not gonna be in an overwater villa and not have a drink. I was like, I have to do this. Like, there's no way I'm gonna be sitting out on my deck and not have a drink. Like, it was just
Yeah, we're both pretty good when it comes to like saving money, like budget wise. But sometimes when you're in a place like this, sometimes it's okay to spend $52 for a bottle of vodka that you.
Sorry, I thought I saw something in the ocean. I think I see a dolphin.
No way.
Yeah.
I might have seen that too.
Yeah.
I might have, but I would love. So somebody asked what Maldives
there's
resort.
a bunch of dolphins. Sorry, bunch of dolphins.
Oh, that's so cool. There's
Sorry.
no way this camera would pick it up that far away, but
Yeah.
that's really cool that there's dolphins out there. Yeah.
But okay, the thing is that we are traveling like 5 months out of the year, so we do have to do like the more budget, like bring the ramen and the tuna. But if you're just on vacation for like a week or two, then just eat at the resort.
You could easily run your tab up hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and if you can afford it, then that's awesome, and do it because.
Cody said, respect the budget.
I mean that's kind of like I would think that a lot of people watching right now and later on would think the same way. Like we're all trying to maximize our points and miles, and so a lot of you are probably budget people trying to like save. But then when it comes to travel, I mean people like spending money.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go, but.
Go for it.
It was super fun talking to all of you. Thanks for letting me crash.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
All right. Love you.
Love you.
Have fun packing. Our plane leaves in. Sorry, I bought a wireless mic for this trip so I could do lives like this, and other things too for our other YouTube channel. And so I think the audio is all right, but it kind of makes my shirt look a little bit funny, but. That's all right. So somebody asked what Maldives resort. I've said it. This is a Holiday Inn resort in the Maldives. So this is a really fun place to be. It's really special. I'm just like lounging right now, and I can see the water. I can see the sunrise. It's 6 a.m. right now. I don't usually get up this early, but I'm very glad I did, not just for this live stream, but also for just the beautiful views that come with an overwater villa. Let's see. David says, good warning about the resort food prices. If you go to any resort in the Maldives, you are going to be paying way more than you would at Holiday Inn resort, because if you spend all of your free night certificates for Hilton, or you spend all your points, you can get a really, really, really luxurious experience in the Maldives. But then the food is also going to be more than what it is here. For $40 for one meal, it's going to be probably more like $60 at least for just like one item. I'm actually going to try to turn the camera a little bit so you can see more of the ocean. I don't know how that's going to work, but we're going to try. So sorry, you guys are going to be moving right now. Here, why don't I just pick it up? And like, this is low tide, so you can see some of the coral out there, and then you can see this reef is blocking all of the waves coming in. The waves actually aren't too severe right now, and then you can. Yeah, the waves, the big waves are just being blocked by that, and then you just get a really calm experience leading all the way up to this overwater villa. I have tested it out, and if I move the camera too much, then it might start lagging a little bit. So I'm like trying to show. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to show the water as much as I can, and also the. If you see this right here, down here is like a sun bed, and you can just lounge in this netting just over the water. It's this is everything that I would have hoped for when we came to the Maldives. It's actually a little bit more special than I thought, because I was like, hey, we're spending IHG points, but then we also have to pay for this upgrade to the overwater villa, and so it was just under $300 per night, and that was after paying IHG points for this. But I mean, we had to stay in the overwater villa. We're in the Maldives. We had to do it at least for 2 nights, and that's what we did. Sylvia says, I'm not spending $40 for a hamburger. Hey, well then you can plan at least one night at a local island, and then get a bunch of instant ramen if you really want. or you don't have to come to the Maldives because back to the is it overrated? I would say it's so hard to say that something is overrated, but this is great. This is a fantastic experience. It's wonderful, everything like that, and also there's probably going to be a better place to go than the Maldives because it's easier to travel to, it's cheaper, whatever like that. Like everyone's travel preferences are different, and so it all just depends on what you want to go. I'm just here trying to give you the most information I can about the Maldives, so that you can make the decision for yourself if it's worth it to come, or if you should go somewhere else in your travels, because not everybody gets to travel wherever they want, whenever they want. Sylvia says ramen sounds good to me. Yeah, I mean, that's just what we have to do because we're traveling so much. We're like, we have to figure out a way where we can do this budget friendly, but also use credit card points, also so that we have money for other travels along the way. I'm gonna pick you guys up again because I don't know if that view was working the best. Let's see. Still trying to find the best view. Stan the Credit Frog says, Jacob, how did you sign up for tours when you travel? How do you sign up for tours when you travel? So my wife and I don't do a ton of tours. We like to do a lot of things by ourselves. A lot of that is because of we have to film videos for our other YouTube channel, and so we definitely do tours, just not as much as the average person might do them. I would say something that I found out recently that could work for a lot of people is to use the Chase travel portal to book tours, because I think they work with TripAdvisor, and they have the Chase travel portal. You can redeem, let's say you have the Sapphire preferred, you can redeem your Chase points at 1.25 cents per point, and then you can pay points for your tours. Or if you have the Sapphire Reserve, 1.5 cents per point, and you can use your Chase points to pay for tours. But because they work with TripAdvisor, you don't have the flexibility of looking at every tour out there. If TripAdvisor doesn't have that tour, well, then you probably can't take it. So at least through the Chase portal. And so I wanted to book one for Seychelles. It was the country that I was in before, the Maldives. I wanted to book a tour through the Chase portal, but TripAdvisor didn't have that specific option that we wanted to do for a tour. And so we couldn't use our Chase points for that. So we had to end up paying dollars for that. But then of course you could always cash out your Chase points at 1 cent per point to book a tour that way if you really want to use points for that. Or you could just decide, hey, I have it in my travel budget. Let me just pay dollars for this tour. Hey, I just want to thank you guys so much for being here, for hitting the like button, all of that stuff, for the super chats earlier today. We are going to keep going because there is still more information I want to talk about. We still have comments rolling in, but I just wanted to thank you guys just right now for the super chats and for the likes. It really means a lot. It's my first live ever. Didn't know how it was going to go. I woke up way before sunrise to do this, and because it's 6 a.m. right now in the Maldives, but I really appreciate you guys before most of you guys go to sleep, because I know in the U.S. it's let's see, in Phoenix it's 6 p.m. right now instead of 6 a.m. So on the East Coast, if you guys are there, what does that make it? It's 9 o'clock there. So thank you guys so much for being here. I just want to make sure my notes that I have for this live stream. I'm covering everything. So yes, my entire trip itinerary, for those of you who are interested in that. So we started off flying to Kenya in business class from Toronto, 13-hour flight. It was really amazing. Ethiopian Airlines, nothing too special about their business class, but business class is always fun. We don't get to do that that much, just probably our long-haul international trips to and from the United States. That's when we could do business class, and then economy for all the other flights in between these places. So Kenya was the first country we went to, then Seychelles, and then the Maldives, where we are right now. We are leaving today in like 2 hours to go to Malaysia, and then Singapore, China, and then Japan. And then from there, we'll probably end up coming home. But I love booking free cancellation because I can be like, hey, well, I don't know if I want to go to this place anymore. Let's cut it out. Hey, I actually want to go to this place now. All right, we'll add it in. And then we can come back whenever we want. But we don't have a flight home yet. So we'll hopefully get one from Japan, maybe with United Airlines, maybe with ANA. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. And we did have a last minute change of plans. We were supposed to go to the UAE in the Middle East. That is not happening anymore because we added on 4 Asian countries to this trip: Malaysia, Singapore, China, and Japan. And we extended our trip by like 2 weeks. And we're very, very grateful that we have the opportunity to do that. And then with this Holiday Inn resort in Kanduma, that's the island. It's called Kanduma, but it's in the Maldives. So we used IHG points for that, 32,000 points for each night, 1, 2, and 3, and then 0 for the 4th night. IHG cards are really, really special. I don't really get a ton of commission or referral bonuses when you use my referral link to sign up for an IHG card, but I just feel like I have to promote it because it's just such a powerful card for $99 annual fee. And so, yes, I barely benefit just a tiny bit if you use my referral link, but it really helps support the channel if you use that. And also I get to talk about a card that I'm actually using and I'm getting really good value from. So yes, there's other cards I could promote and make more money, but I mean, the IHG cards are so solid for our travel situation, and hopefully it is good for your travel situation as well. So yes, we use IHG points, and then we paid for an upgrade to stay in this overwater villa. And with our Platinum Elite status, which I have not mentioned yet for this Holiday Inn resort, we got complimentary drinks, so 1 per person. So we got 2 glasses of red wine yesterday, and we were able to enjoy that with the view of the ocean. And Platinum Elite status also gave us an upgrade for the first 2 nights of the stay. We booked the most basic room for this resort, and we got upgraded. Let's see, there's 6 different room types that we could have stayed in. We booked the cheapest one because that's what you do with points, and then we got upgraded to the 4th one. Yeah, so there was a garden villa, and then we bypassed the beach villa. There was a 2-story villa with a garden view, and then we got the 2-story villa with the sea view, so we could look out on the ocean, and we had a really kind of our own private beach. And then the 2 above are the overwater villa with an island view. We get to look at a local island, but then we paid for the sea view, which was only a couple dollars more. And staring at the ocean, I think, is better than staring at the island. So there you go. Let's see, we have Sylvia saying, do the United Travel Bank credits expire? Yes, they do expire, and it's actually pretty easy to see the expiration date of when your United Travel Bank expires. So you go on united.com, you log in, you go to your profile, and then it'll say, like, if you have any United Bank Travel Bank, it'll be right there, say how much that you have, and then also like when it expires. The date will be under that. Or if you want to click in. So with United Travel Bank, we're talking about the IHG card in specific, most likely, and these do expire every 6 months. So for the IHG card, you are going to get $50 a year, so $25 in the first 6 months of the year, $25 in the second 6 months of the year, and then so it's nothing crazy, but it is $25 that you could potentially save if you're paying dollars for your United flight. And then you are going to want to use that or let it expire. I've let it expire because I haven't found a good cash deal on United, because it has to be a United flight, which means most likely in the US, which we don't do a lot of US travel. So yeah, so you could use the United Bank, the travel bank, for that. And what else was I going to say about that? Yeah, they expire. So you get it in January, and you get it in July, and then they expire. So the January one expires in July, the July one expires in January, and you get a new $25. And so you either use it or you don't, and that's it with the United Travel Bank credit. And then also, Cody says the 2-story villa sounds dope. Actually, well, we thought it was really cool, but we thought it was going to be more special than that. But the ground floor was basically just it was outside. It was outside. It had an outdoor shower, and it had two of these like beach like lawn chairs, and then basically we could just look at the ocean from outside underneath. So there wasn't actually anything like we couldn't do anything on the ground floor except stare at the ocean, which is perfectly fine. But we had like everything was upstairs. You go upstairs to basically do anything you want in the villa. So it was great. Yeah, I mean, we loved it. Way better, way better than the garden villa that we booked. So Platinum Elite status helping us out there. Sylvia says, do you have to request a room upgrade, or was it given to you automatically? Great upgrade. So yeah, so we did not have to request this. I don't know about you guys, but anytime that I request an upgrade, or I say at the check-in desk, hey, can I get a room upgrade, or you know, I might say it better than that, but they don't really grant anything. At least in my experience, I haven't really tried that much, because usually I'm happy with whatever I get. I'm grateful for even just being at that hotel. So these upgrades happen automatically with Hilton and also with IHG. Those are the two I have the most experience with. With Hyatt, I don't have any status at Hyatt, so I have never been upgraded with them, but it's fine. With IHG, I got an email a day before my arrival saying that I was given a complimentary upgrade, and then I checked on the app and I was like, whoa, they upgraded me not just once, twice, but 3 times. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely just be happy with that. I don't need to request anything extra. And then also with Hilton, the upgrades have been automatic for us. Like 3 days before is when Hilton is sending out their upgrades, at least to gold members. I think that might be the same with diamond members and things like that. But 3 days before, if we're staying in a hotel that doesn't have high occupancy, they'll just upgrade us. And they upgrade us every single time that we've stayed in Hilton. So they'll upgrade us 3 days before, or 2 days before, or 1 day before, and then every single time we get upgraded. And this time we got upgraded to an executive lounge. I was like, hey, the room that we can book for Hilton, the one that we're staying at tonight in Malaysia, we able to book a room that was one below the executive lounge, which is where you get complimentary drinks and food, depending on what time of day you go in, and you can. And so we're really into Hilton executive lounges. And so we're like, okay, we book one below the executive lounge room, and they will almost guaranteed they'll upgrade us, because we've been upgraded every single time because of our gold status, and because we're traveling internationally and less people have status internationally. We're like, okay, we're probably going to get upgraded. And we got upgraded 3 days before. So 3 days ago, we found out that we were upgraded for our Hilton hotel that we're staying at tonight in Malaysia. And we're like, we don't even have to ask for it. We don't have to do anything special. And now we are one away from getting the nicest room in the hotel, which I don't expect us to get because we're only gold members, not diamond. But that's fine. We get to have executive lounge access. We get to have complimentary food and drink, depending on what time they're serving it. Let's see. QC Man 2000 comes in with a super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate anybody that's leaving a super chat today. This is so amazing. So QC Man says, I'm late. Let's see. Too long, didn't read. Is it overrated? Love your videos. So very short story in this whole video. Is the Maldives overrated? I would say it depends on what kind of traveler you are, because for me, as somebody who is more leaning towards the budget side of travel, staying in the most affordable accommodations for points and miles, I would say no, it's not overrated, because you get a really good experience for this resort. But if you are planning to spend you can only get meals at this resort. You can't get them anywhere else. You have to get them here. The prices are insanely expensive. So if you are going to eat at the resort, you are going to rack up a really huge bill, hundreds and hundreds of dollars, even just for a quick 4-night stay. It can easily become overrated because you're like, I'm paying so much. Especially if you're paying dollars for this resort, like it's expensive for any resort in the Maldives. It's really, really expensive, and that's why I use points so that I don't have to pay the cash price. And so I would say, like all the activities included, plus the views, I would say there are better places to stay in, to go to than the Maldives, but the Maldives is still really, really cool. Hey, and the Maldives is definitely not for everybody. Definitely not for everybody, because there's so much out there in the world that you could experience. And so people love going to Europe. People love going to Japan. People love going so many different places. The Maldives is just one of those places. It's just one place in the entire world. You can go to the Maldives. You can go anywhere. Just use your points and miles and go somewhere. Go somewhere internationally. It's a really special experience. To go anywhere, you don't have to go to the Maldives. I'm not trying to convince you to stay at this exact resort. No resort is paying me to talk about them. At least not yet. Maybe if I get more subscribers, maybe they'll pay me, and then I'll let you know if they are paying me. But this resort's really cool, Holiday Inn resort in the Maldives. But you do not have to stay here. You don't have to go to the Maldives. It's fine. It's fine. We talked about earlier on this stream that you can go. You guys hear those birds over there? I think my wife and I both love French Polynesia more than the Maldives, and it's closer to the U.S. So if you're looking for an island-style place, you don't even have to go to Bora Bora. Bora Bora is just one of the islands in French Polynesia. You don't even have to go to that. Just go somewhere. Let's see. David Williams says L.A. to Papeete. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Still don't know. Tahiti. So LA to Tahiti is a cheaper flight. Yes. Than going to than going to the Maldives. It's like a 7-hour flight from LA. A 7-hour flight. The Maldives is like you're running up like you're in the 20s of hours flight to get to the Maldives. So it's really far. So, and it's going to cost you more. So you don't have to go to the Maldives. If you really, really, really want to go to the Maldives, if you watch my other channel linked in the description, our travel videos of the Maldives, which are going to come out in a few months, not right away. If you love the Maldives from those videos, if you love the Maldives from other people's videos, then take the trip. You guys have points and miles. If you sign up for the right credit cards, you can definitely get enough points and miles to come to the Maldives, and you won't have to pay too much other than the price for the restaurants here at these resorts. You can totally make it happen. But Maldives is really difficult to get to, so for that I'd say it's slightly overrated for everyone that uses those examples. Like, hey, you can use, this is why I actually said, is it overrated? Because everybody talks about the Maldives and uses it as an example and says, oh, you can definitely go to the Maldives. You can use your Hilton free night certificates to stay in the nicest possible Hiltons you can. But the transfers to and from the airport are like almost $1,000 per person. And so I decided not to do that. I decided to come to this resort because it was $130 per person for transfers to the airport. But there's no getting around that. You are going to pay $1,000 per person if you're using your Hilton free nights in the Maldives. And also, you probably just don't want to stay 1 night or 2 nights. You want to stay more, so you're burning all of your Hilton points, all of your free night certificates, and spending a lot of your dollars to go to the Maldives if you're staying in way nicer resorts than I am right now. So, yeah. So this place is very special, but you don't have to go to the Maldives if you want more information. If you guys want any information, like in the comments, like after, I'll be happy to give that information about the Maldives or about any travel questions you guys have. I'll be happy to answer comments, maybe in future streams, but also in the comment section of this stream. We are headed out for the airport in about 30 minutes, so I am going to have to wrap it up. I wanted to get into all the points and miles I used for this entire world trip, but I'll have to use a different stream to talk about that because I really, really want to get into that. But I know a lot of you guys are interested in Japan and Tokyo, so I might be streaming from there if I can figure out how to a good time to do that. And also, yeah, I think that covers everything I wanted to talk about in this stream. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. There's still 19 of you. We're going on an hour and a half now, so I want to once again thank everyone for the super chats. Most recently, QC Man. Oh, we got Xavier coming in with a last minute $2 super chat. Oh, thank you so much, Xavier, for that. You also left one earlier on in the video. We have Chad's Money Minutes coming in really strong at the very beginning, and then also Stan the Credit Frog. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. It means so much because I'm trying to give you the absolute best content that I can, whether that's from the Maldives, whether that's from any other countries that interest you guys. I'm trying to give you the best points and miles tips that I have, while also doing all of the traveling too. Sometimes it's difficult getting these videos out while I'm traveling because the Wi-Fi definitely is not the best in some of the places I'm going to. So that's why maybe the videos have slowed down a little bit since I started traveling, but we're going to ramp that back up, and we're going to post a lot more videos from all of these places, and also just other credit card tips videos along the way. So I thank you guys so much for being here, everyone. David says, get to the airport. Make sure I don't miss that flight to Malaysia. And then QC Man says, are we going to get a video on the Kenya trip anytime soon? So for the travel channel, we are going to see that in a couple months. We have other videos to post before that. The travel channel is linked in the description. And then for Kenya, yes, I do want to post videos from this trip when I'm able to appropriately like have time to film them and get all the information out to you guys, the most accurate and best information. So that flight to Kenya was really special. The safari we did in Kenya was really special, so hopefully soon on that. But I do have a lot of backlog of a bunch of really good travel videos and travel tips coming at you with the spin of points and miles. Cody says, don't miss your flight. It was a great live though. Definitely try to do one in Tokyo. Yes, I know a lot of you want to go to Tokyo with points and miles, so I would love to go live in Tokyo, but I still don't know if I'm actually going to Japan, because if I find a good flight home from either Singapore, China, or Tokyo, leaving that same day of getting into Tokyo, I might take that. So we'll have to see how all that goes. So thank you guys so much for watching this stream. It means so much to me that you guys are here, and I will see you in the next video.